Hey, hi, how are you? Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, whenever and wherever it is that you decided to watch this video. It's that time of the year again, folks. It's time to talk about the future of Nintendo. More specifically, it's time to talk about Nintendo's 2024. Throughout the last few years, we have heard whispers, plenty of rumors out there about the console that's coming out after the Nintendo Switch, the fabled Nintendo Switch 2. And, I think for this channel specifically, I think it's time for me to talk about what I think it's gonna be happening this year for Nintendo, like from the first half to second half, talking about what I believe is gonna be Nintendo's trajectory to this year on the road to the release of this so-called Nintendo Switch 2, because there's a lot of words out there, there's a lot of, like I said, a lot of whispers on the wind. There's enough to go on, from words about when it's going to be released, when it's going to be revealed, the specs, the pricing, the games, all that. There's a bunch of that. So, and while this is going to be a prediction video, I'm going to say that it's going to be a very safe prediction video. I'm not going to say some possibly outlandish things that I believe is going to be happening. I just think these are the most logical things that are going to happen based upon the things that I've read, skimming through YouTube videos, reading Reddit posts, reading articles, all that. So this is just going to be me putting my thoughts out there. And without further ado, let's just jump into it, because first things first, we already know that Nintendo is going to be releasing four to three games this year. That being the Mario vs. Donkey Kong remake, Princess Peach Showdown, Luigi's Mansion 2 HD, and the Paper Mario Thousand Year Door remake. So we know those four games, and two of those games have a release date, with Mario vs. Donkey Kong releasing on February 16th and Princess Peach Showtime being released on March 22nd. And I think those two dates are going to be important to set the basis for what I'm going to be talking about. So, we all know there's going to be a Nintendo Direct in February. And, this has been rumored by people like Jeff Grubb. This is a pattern that we've seen Nintendo go with, of making a Nintendo Direct this early in the year, February specifically, because that's a good time frame to make one. Now, what type of Nintendo Direct that they're going to be making, I believe, and I may be wrong on this one, this may be the first ding off the list of things that I'm wrong with, out of the many things that I'm possibly going to be wrong with. I believe that this February Direct is going to be a mini Direct. It's not going to be a full-blown Direct, but it's also not going to be a partner showcase like we've seen in a couple of previous years. No, I think this is going to be a Nintendo Direct Mini, because, we already know the four main games that are coming out, and I believe in this Nintendo Direct is only going to be focused on reminding us of Mario vs. Donkey Kong, Princess Peach, and Luigi's Mansion HD. I believe this is also going to be the Direct that we're going to get a date for Luigi's Mansion HD, which I believe is going to be sometime in the summer or maybe a bit before that. So I believe that's going to be what's going to be happening. It's going to be a Nintendo Direct Mini. It's going to show us more Princess Peach Showtime. It's going to give us one more look at Mario vs. Donkey Kong remake, because, like I said, that game releases on February 16th. And with that date, I believe that this Nintendo Direct Mini is either gonna be on the week of February 13th, which is gonna be before Mario vs. Donkey Kong Remake. We get just one more trailer before that game launches, or it's going to be the week of February 20th. We'll still get that trailer for Mario vs. Donkey Kong, but it's just like a reminder for everyone that, hey, this game came out, and this Direct we will see Princess Peach Showtime one more time, and we will finally get the release date for Luigi's Mansion 2 HD. I don't think we will be getting anything Paper Mario Thousand Year Door related in this Direct, but we'll see. Now, what I'm about to say is going to be possibly the craziest thing out there. This is gonna be the second thing off the list of things that I'm most likely gonna be wrong with, but I believe this in my heart because it's based on a rumor that we heard, I think, last year. But I'm gonna be saying this. I think for this Nintendo Direct Mini, before the final game is shown, because you know they always and they're like, there's a final big game depending on the size. Before that game is released, revealed, and shown, I believe that Nintendo, some representative of Nintendo, is gonna come on screen and say something like, before we show off the final game for this Nintendo Direct, we have a special announcement for Nintendo fans out there. On March some date, which I'll get into later. On March, we're going to be having a special Nintendo presentation. That's all they're gonna say. We're gonna have a special Nintendo presentation on March something, and this is going to be the presentation in which we will be shown the next Nintendo console, because it was around, I want to say January or March, I believe, somewhere around those first 3 months is that we got that full Nintendo presentation for the Nintendo Switch that revealed games like Super Mario Odyssey, that revealed games like the final trailer for Breath of the Wild, which revealed that it's going to be a launch title for that game. I believe that they're going to be announcing that presentation, and in March is when we will see this new console coming out. I believe that's going to be happening. Now, when exactly in March the presentation is going to be, I'm thinking it's going to be on the week of the 25th of March. That means it will range from March 25 all the way to March 29th. I believe it's going to be like either March 26th or March 27th is when we will get this special presentation. And the reason that I say that is just to give a bit of a buffer between this Nintendo Direct and just a bit more time for the spotlight. How ironic, for the spotlight to be on Princess Peach Showtime. You see the irony there, the coincidence, but yeah, I believe they'll do that week just and not do it before that, just so they can give some time to breathe for Princess Peach Showtime, and that's where we will get the date, we will get the pricing, all that sort of stuff. So that's the date. Mark your calendars. Hopefully you don't, but the week of the 25th, we will have a special presentation for Nintendo related to the next Nintendo console. Now, to talk a bit about this presentation, like I said, this is going to be where we will see the console itself, the name, the pricing, and the date, and some of the games that are going to be launching in that period of time. So I believe that's what's going to be shown off at that presentation, like the last one where we got some of the accessories, the pricing, and the games, and the date. Now, we know from rumors that Nintendo is planning on launching the next Nintendo Switch, the Nintendo Switch 2. They're gonna launch it by the end of the year, by the second half of the year, but to be more precise, I want to say, I think they're gonna launch it October or November. I'm gonna be leaning more towards the launch being in October, because just looking at previous dates for some Nintendo consoles outside of the Nintendo Switch, which released in March, the Wii released in November, and the Wii U also launched in November, and I believe that's just basing myself off of that. But to see also the environment that we're in right now, I don't believe Nintendo's gonna hit the November release date. I do believe that October is that sweet spot, not September, like that rumor that happened a few days ago that turned out to be nonsense. But October, I believe, is gonna be a nice date to release the Nintendo Switch, just in time for the holidays and just like a month before the Black Friday madness. Now, in terms of the price of the Nintendo Switch 2, this is gonna be the third ding of things that I'm gonna be getting wrong in this prediction. But I believe, now hear me out, I believe there's going to be 2 SKUs of the Nintendo Switch 2 with obviously 2 different price points. There's going to be an all-digital Nintendo Switch 2 that will launch at $299, and there's going to be a traditional Nintendo Switch 2 that launches at $499. That price is based on the specs that we have. You know, people are saying that it's slightly more powerful than a PlayStation 4 Pro. Some people have also heard rumbles that some were like maybe less than an Xbox Series S, just a bit less. And you know, those consoles range from $399 to $299, $299 to $399, and with the cheapest being the Xbox Series S, that's $399. So I believe at $299, I should say. So I do believe that there's going to be 2 SKUs. That's the thing that we have been seeing with PlayStation and Xbox. More so with PlayStation. Xbox is something a bit different with its all digital console, but you know, $299 for an all digital version and $399 for the physical one that you can put your Switch cartridge. And I do believe that that's gonna be what's happening. Again, I'm gonna be wrong with this one, but you know, we've heard, there was a rumor a few months ago that said, oh, there's going to be 2 SKUs of the Nintendo Switch, but I don't know whatever happened to that rumor. So I believe that's what's gonna be happening. Again, I may be wrong. Now, lastly, for this special Nintendo presentation, let's talk about the games that are going to be talked about at this supposed Nintendo presentation. The games that are going to be revealed alongside the Nintendo Switch 2. Now, outside of the typical, here are the third-party games, which are a toss-up between what's going to be shown there. We're going to be talking about in-house, first-party games. I believe there's going to be 3 games shown at this presentation, and this is probably the 4th and final thing that's going to happen with things that I get wrong. And I believe those 3 games are a new Donkey Kong game, a new 3D Mario game, and it's not a Nintendo prediction without me mentioning this game, and it's gonna bite me when it doesn't happen again. I believe the third game that they're going to be talking about in that presentation is Metroid Prime 4. I do believe that now is the time to show off the game. You know, it's a reveal that it's going to be a launch title for the Nintendo Switch. Although I do believe that these games are going to be like the first 3 months of the Switch. Like one game will launch with alongside the Switch 2, then one game in November, then one game in December. I believe that's what's going to be happening. And which game is the launch game? Which game is launching on November, December? I'm not going to be thinking about that because, you know, that one's a bit too much of a precise prediction that I will be getting wrong definitely. But yeah, those are the 3 games. You know, a Metroid Prime 4 at this point is a meme with me and these types of presentations. I don't think they're going to say anything Metroid Prime related at the Nintendo Direct in February, but you know, Metroid Prime 4 at this Nintendo Direct at this special Nintendo presentation alongside the Switch 2. I'm calling it now. That's what's going to be happening, alongside a new Donkey Kong Country game and a new 3D Mario game. Oh, and backwards compatibility. Of course, that's going to be a thing for the Nintendo Switch 2. Why isn't it going to be a thing? That's definitely going to happen. Don't worry. And that's it for the Nintendo presentation portion, for the reveal itself of the console. And then, you know, after that is the few months of marketing and hype leading into what was originally E3 season, now the Summer Game Fest season. And I do believe that Nintendo will also have a Summer Direct. And this one's going to be a full, live Nintendo Direct. And in this Nintendo Direct, you know, we will get more looks at this Donkey Kong game, at this this 3D Mario game, at this Metroid Prime 4, hopefully. We will get new looks at that, possibly full gameplays for each of them. And then we'll also see more games coming to the Nintendo Switch 2 for, you know, sprinkling throughout the November, from the October-December dates and beyond, like 2025 and all that sort of stuff. You know, that's typical of Nintendo. They did it with the Nintendo Switch when it launched. I see the same thing happening again. And, you know, and to throw another Metroid Prime prediction, I believe this Nintendo Direct, Summer Direct, is gonna be when we will see the HD ports of Primes 2 and 3 to the Nintendo Switch. I believe that's when we're gonna hear it, and not in the February mini Direct. And also, this is gonna be the Direct that we get a full date and blowout for Paper Mario Thousand Year Door remake. I believe that's happening in the summer and not in February. You know, again, I said the 4th ding was the final one, but no, 5th ding, that's possibly the final one. And with that, that is it. That's my prediction, because after Summer Games Fest and Nintendo Direct, you know, it's just the waiting game until the console launches in sometime by the end of the year, be it October or November. But yeah, those are my predictions. And you know, to wrap things up, as a bit of a recap, I said that there's going to be a February mini Direct. In that February mini Direct, they are going to announce a special Nintendo presentation for the week of the 25th of March, in which it will reveal the Nintendo Switch 2 and 3 first-party Nintendo Switch 2 games, with those being a 3D Mario, a new Donkey Kong game, and Metroid Prime 4, which will then lead into Nintendo Summer Direct, in which they will show more games coming to the Nintendo Switch 2, alongside deeper looks into the 3 games that I mentioned, alongside Metroid Prime 2 3 HD, and a release date for Paper Mario Thousand Year Door remake, all that leading into an October launch date for the Nintendo Switch 2. And with that about wraps it up for this predictions video. Leave your thoughts in the comments down below. What are your predictions or theories as to how the year's gonna play out for Nintendo and for the Nintendo Switch 2? If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, and if you want to see more from me, hit that subscribe button, and I will see you guys next time. See ya.